Dark Seasons greetings.
Dark Seasons greetings.
How are you, bestie?
Stressed. It's finals week, so I'm
so sorry.
That's why I was like, oh, I never ate dinner. I don't feel like even putting something in the microwave. So I've now eaten 2 tiny carrots. They're petites, they're not baby carrots, they're even smaller than baby carrots, and
Fun.
a triangle of pita. That's it.
I love it.
But,
Pineapple belongs on pizza. That's a podcast question, Bandit. Or a podcast topic.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't like cooked fruit, but we've had all this out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we've had this discussion.
But tonight we are talking about the second film of our Saint Nicolas Cage half month. We're talking about Dream Scenario.
Yeah. What a stark contrast to last week.
Very different from last week, indeed. I'm trying to think of the best way. So the movie is about this sort of very hapless, ineffectual professor / family man who suddenly starts appearing in people's dreams, just random people, and a ton of different people, and then things take a really weird turn.
Yes.
I've got it. I didn't actually take notes because I wanted to get the full effect, not have it lose momentum. But I have the movie playing on my second monitor, and I have a plot summary pulled up because I know I can't adjust the speed to have it play to get to all of it.
Yeah.
So that's how we're gonna get through this.
Yeah, I didn't really take much in the way of notes this time either. I think usually when I do that, I'm too focused on the trees and I don't really see the forest so much.
That was kind of the way I was feeling about it.
Yeah. And so I try to instead just in the time I would normally spend taking notes, I'm like, let me just kind of think about it and consider,
Yeah.
digest it a bit more, which I think works better. I mean, I did write a few things down so I didn't forget them, but other than that, it was just...
Okay, yeah. I think it'll all balance out in the end. What did you think of this?
That's a good question. I don't know.
This was bizarre, and I say that with all the love in my heart. I really liked this.
It reminded me of something, and I couldn't quite come up with what it was.
I really, really liked this a lot. I had a great time watching this. For all of the people, our viewers just spiked. For anyone who's just now joining us, we are discussing the 2023 film Dream Scenario, starring podcast patron Saint Nicolas Cage.
Which, by the way, what a weird vibe for him.
A very strange vibe for him. He does not pull off the male pattern baldness very well.
No, he really doesn't. But it's
not a great look for him.
It isn't. But this reinforced to me that he's actually he's a good actor.
He
I
is
totally
a man
believe him as this. Yeah.
He is a man who phones it in often. But
Yeah.
when he doesn't,
yeah. No, I was like, he is convincing, as
he
I
was extremely
random middle-aged white dude. Yeah.
Kind of the picture of just well, maybe not mediocrity. He does have a PhD. That's definitely something.
Don't get me started. I'm going to have a lot to say about the fact that he's a professor and some of the things that he says and they show.
This is true. But I don't even know where to begin with this one is the thing.
Here's what I say. I will say he is mediocre in the sense that he definitely feels like he is, which is why he feels the need to constantly, he says at least 2 or 3 times that he's a tenured professor, it's a huge deal. And it's ugh. And then, insulting that teacher, oh, do you know I have a PhD?
Yeah, that was definitely pretty shitty of him.
Fuck off. This is the reason why people just assume things, because there are people that are like that. But it was funny because when he said that, he was like, you think you're gonna like teach me something about pedagogy? I'm like, yeah, probably. She actually went to school to learn how to teach. You didn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, it always frustrates me.
One thing I really liked about this movie was the way the sound editing I thought was awesome. I also just liked the editing in general, but like the sound editing in particular I found very striking, like the way like things would cut off very quickly, or like how there would be sounds playing that didn't match what was happening on screen, and then you would see what like the source of the sound was supposed to be. Yeah, I just really liked that. I thought it was very interesting, and it was something unique, something different.
Yeah, I assume they were trying to make it feel more dreamlike,
because
things are just not logical in dreams.
No, very much so. And I was kind of confused in the beginning of the movie because I thought like that was happening, that it wasn't just a dream.
Oh yeah. At the very beginning, I already forgot about that somehow.
Yeah, and right now I'm just getting to the point where he first runs into his ex-girlfriend Claire, and Claire, haha, my sister's name for those uninformed, but and she's telling him that he's been showing up in her dreams apropos of apparently nothing.
Yeah.
And not just, like once or twice, like, oh yeah, I saw this randomly saw you in a dream. It's been showing up a lot.
Yeah, which by the way, this moment was my first cue that they did not have a good marriage. Because his wife's initial reaction is just like suspicion and jealousy.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I were in that situation and I was with my husband and they ran into an ex-girlfriend, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Do you have fun stories?
Yeah. Because like I find it, yeah. That definitely clued me into the fact that all was not well in Waffleville, because like I find it so odd when people act like weird about the fact that their spouse has had previous partners. I don't know, it screams insecurity.
You haven't been single your entire life before you met me?
Exactly.
No, it's like that's a part of who they are too. Like, every relationship shapes you to an extent. Like that's part of their past. Like,
and also I just thought it was funny that she actually said synchronicity when she was talking about running into, because like I feel like that's like, I know that from last podcasts, or like that's where I learned the term, and I feel like it's not a super common one.
Yeah, except for the woo woo people,
Yeah. Which, like, no offense.
Oh, no. Catch-all term.
His character here fascinates me. I feel like the best word to describe him is just ineffectual.
He clearly has self-esteem issues.
Very much so. And he seems to, like, he perceives everyone as judging him for every move he makes, whether or not he should be. And, like, not that, like, one example that they kind of give to make you, like, maybe take his side a little bit is when his ex-girlfriend seems a little weirded out by the fact that he took his wife's last name. And so like that could, and like because there is a weird societal stigma around that, so it kind of makes you think like, oh, maybe he has a reason to be so on edge. But then as you get to know this character more, you're like, oh, he's just seeing attacks everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, he is an extremely self-centered person.
It's very much so.
Because the only thing, like, anything that happens, he thinks about how it affects him, how it reflects upon him, that everything's about him.
It's a lot of about how it reflects on him. Like, at the beginning, he's so offended that he's in people's dreams not doing anything. Especially, like the first one with his daughter where she's, like, floating away and he doesn't try to help her, which, like, on the one hand, yeah, I kind of get it, but dreams are just so like weird.
But he almost like is like mad at her
Yeah,
for dreaming.
that's
Like, we have no control over our
yeah,
dreams.
we have
It's like
absolutely zero control.
it takes a very insecure person to feel attacked by their
Mm-hmm.
young daughter describing a dream to them.
That's another great word for him. He is ineffectual, he is insecure, he kind of is mediocre, I guess.
He is. Having a PhD doesn't mean you're not mediocre. I know lots of mediocre PhD.
Okay, noted.
I always like to say you don't have to be like super smart to get a PhD. You just have to be like really persistent. You know, like if
Okay.
you put in the time and effort, it's got to happen pretty much. Um, so he was privileged enough to be able to put in the resources for it. It's the way I look at it, like myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh yeah. So like with the dream, I feel like the appropriate reaction is, if your kid's like, "Oh yeah, I was floating away, you didn't do anything to help me," and I'm like, "Oh man, that sounds stressful." I hope you know that if you do start to float away in real life, I will
Yeah.
catch you.
And it's
Just
kind of
like
weird it's kind of weird to me that he never tries to do that, which again I think is just a reflection of his self-centeredness.
well, no. Instead, he's like, "Remember that time you were like drowning and I saved you?"
Yeah.
It's like trying to prove that he's a good father. He's making it about him and how he's viewed, rather
Hmm.
than trying to make her feel more secure,
Yeah.
which is like not what a parent is supposed to do.
But yeah,
It's
pretty early on, we learn that his career is kind of stagnating. He's one of those people who's like, oh, I've been meaning to write a book for years. And he's
yeah,
constantly talking about how he's going to write a book, but he never does any of the actual writing.
yeah, yeah. I know a lot of those.
But I did kind of like genuinely feel bad for him getting his work stolen. Like, that's shitty.
Yeah, that's terrible, especially when she directly said to his face she wasn't going to use his intelligence.
Yeah, we're kind of getting ahead of
Which is
ourselves,
a
but whatever.
ridiculous
This
question, but
movie,
yeah.
this
Um,
is a movie you can't really discuss without jumping around a little bit, I think.
no. And you what, by the way, this is another one of those things that bothers me because of my profession. But when she says you can just be a professor, you don't have to be a researcher too. It's part of the job. A professor is not a teacher. Like the percentage of your job that it constitutes depends on the institution,
Mm-hmm.
but in some places it's more than half of your job. You just teach like one or two classes and then you primarily research. For me, it's 35% of my job. There is no such thing as a professor who isn't expected to do some sort of research activity. That made me
Okay,
very
noted.
angry.
Good to know.
Yeah, they are not separate things. It is part of the job. That's why you're not called a college teacher, you're a college professor, because it's a different job.
Mm-hmm.
That is research and teaching and service rolled into one. Anyway.
Anyway, but I thought it was very interesting that his wife never dreams about him.
Yeah, that feel like that's gotta say something too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, I thought her little fantasy was rather odd.
I mean, whatever works.
Yeah, on the one hand, whatever works.
I mean, I get the rescuing part, like, heroic. The suit.
The David Byrne big suit is a little confusing.
Yeah, I don't. And we do get
Not
to
that
see
David,
it. I don't get
not
it,
that
but...
David Byrne didn't have it going on.
Oh yeah, no, it's weirdly specific too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is weirdly specific.
I mean, I know he had that costume, but still.
Mm-hmm. And then we have this. I'm just getting to the scene at the dinner party where where like at the beginning of the movie is kind of slowly putting together that, oh, people are all dreaming about this same guy, and it's our protagonist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it doesn't really become, I think, a thing until the dinner party when they show that picture of him to the one woman and she's just like, holy shit.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's the guy.
And I think it works that they sort of start that it starts in his, or that like we are introduced to it in his circle. So at first it makes sense. It's like, oh yeah, an ex-girlfriend dreamed about him.
Yeah.
Somebody who, you know, the wife of one of his colleagues
His
or whatever
students.
dreamed
Yeah.
about him. Students. Like, so at
Yeah.
first it kind of makes sense. But then you have the girl at the restaurant being like, oh, I just got like weird deja vu. And then when the scene
Yeah.
in the dinner party where somebody who doesn't know this man is dreaming about him.
Uh-huh. It's like, okay, that's weird.
Definitely. I thought it was funny that when he got the call from his friend though that he fucking passed out.
Yeah.
He's just such a pathetic individual.
I mean, I think they're trying very hard to make him pitiable. I think
Very much so. And like, not to say that it doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I do not like him as a
No.
person. But at the same time, it's like I do sort of feel for somebody who is that insecure and like he seems miserable, you know?
He really does. Like, this seems like the only thing that's happened to him, like, ever.
Yeah, and it actually, I mean, it gets so sad. Like how
It
excited
really
he gets.
does get sad.
That like people are paying attention to him, even though it has nothing to do with anything he did.
Yeah.
Like, if I were getting attention just for something that's like coincidence or happenstance, whatever, I'd be like, oh, I don't like this. Like, I feel like I'd want to earn the attention, but
I would agree with you. I would want to earn the attention as well. But all of this being said, I don't know how differently I would react.
I don't think I'd be like doing news interviews and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much I would like invoke or invite the spotlight, but if things took the turn for me that they did for him, even like let's say without the TV interviews, it still might have happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much better a job I would have done. Let's put it that way.
Well, I guess that's our fundamental difference where you like attention and I don't too. But
this is also true.
But I think it's another example of his selfishness, though, because all he thought was like, "Oh, people are going to pay attention to me and fawn over me." Where I think his thinking should have been more about his family and how it was going to affect them, particularly his kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, and it was really not in their best interest to do a lot of the things that he did. Yeah, self-centered
individual.
I don't think he even asked himself how it would affect his family.
No, I don't think he ever once thought about that.
No. Terrible.
But things aren't all bad at first. He enjoys himself for a little while, I guess.
Oh yeah, he's getting his 15 minutes.
Which, like, kind of can't, as a person who doesn't mind attention, kind of can't blame him there. I would enjoy my 15 minutes.
I would not.
Happens.
But again, I just don't like attention. I don't like eyeballs on me. Just weird profession for me to have chosen. But yeah, I just think he, in one respect, because he is so miserable, I suppose it's kind of nice that he's, enjoying the attention and getting that little boost. I just wish that he weren't approaching it in such a selfish way. And that's the problem. Like, everything that goes wrong for him might not necessarily be his fault, but he exacerbates everything.
He definitely everything that goes wrong is made worse by him, whether or not it was his fault it went wrong in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a note here that, like, well, he didn't earn the fame, but he did kind of earn some of the scorn that he got later on.
A little bit. Not all of it.
Yeah, like, he didn't put himself in this situation, but he certainly made choices where he is not blameless for the bad things that happened to him.
Yeah, he definitely made choices that made things worse, which we will get to. But I like this scene where all the students are like recounting their dreams to him.
Mhm.
I think the dreams are just very entertaining to watch because they do a really good job of capturing sort of the bizarreness of dreams
Yeah.
with all the different scenarios that they give us.
Yeah. Pretty
And I
gory in
also
some.
really like the scene because it goes on for just like for long enough that it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That you start getting like, oh no, he's realizing that he's doing nothing in any of these dreams and he
Yeah.
doesn't like that.
Yeah, which I love that I think he started out by saying like, all right, you can have 15 minutes, but then we're gonna get to this, and then he was just like, no.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a few of those classes where it's like, oh yeah, no, yeah, you know what, forget it, let's just go do what we want.
It happens. But then, I'm trying to think of the like how I want to break this down. I guess we can talk about the whole like the PR firm situation that he gets himself into, which is probably not what I would have done.
Weirdly, Michael Cera wasn't as Michael Cera as usual.
No, he wasn't. He really kind of toned it down.
Like he actually seemed like an actor who wasn't just playing himself.
Yeah. Which like great for him.
I mean, I love him. I'm cool with him being himself. It was just surprising to actually see him acting like not himself.
Yeah.
Not all like mumbly and stuttery, and
Mm-hmm.
he does.
He did a good job of playing that sort of like tech bro or like startup bro character.
Yeah, I feel like so much of this movie is like satirical.
Very
And
much
I think
so.
that this is a good example of one of those kind of satirical points, and especially that very end that we'll get to.
They go heavy on the satire at the very end of this.
Yeah, but definitely I think they're trying to like make it seem as ridiculous as possible and emphasizing how I don't want to say out of touch he is per se, but they're too far gone and he's perhaps not far enough.
Yeah.
And this is where I start to get really frustrated with him because he has this unearned like fame here, this unearned attention. And in his mind, oh, that means I get to publish my book on evolutionary biology now. Like, just because of this weird thing that you have nothing to do with doesn't suddenly mean that your work has more merit than it did before.
Mm-hmm.
And
also, you haven't written the book.
Well, yeah, but that annoys me, this idea that like, well, I'm known for this other thing, so I'm going to use that fame to boost this thing that I'm mediocre at. If you were really good at that other thing, you wouldn't need this.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when famous actors like have bands and stuff. It's like, you're not a good musician. And you never would have made it as a musician had you not already been famous.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. But this is even worse because it's even more far removed.
Very much so. But yeah, and again, with things seeming good at first, like his wife gets a promotion at her job. She gets added to like a new project because
because people are shallow.
People are shallow, but also like the fact that she's married to this guy maybe brings some notoriety to that.
Again, that's pretty shallow. Like,
very much.
If I were her, I would not be happy about that. I would want to get on the project based on my merits.
As would I, but she does not seem to be complaining whatsoever.
She doesn't. I also don't like her.
I didn't like her very much.
She, throughout this whole movie, I mean, obviously their marriage is not good and he would be very difficult to deal with, but she is like entirely unsupportive through this whole thing.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like constantly telling him that, he should apologize to people or like, never asks him like, how's it going? How you coping with it? Like it's just constantly like he's doing something wrong at all times.
I think she's also a very selfish person.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, which I mean, clearly not a good pairing.
Very much not a good pairing. But I think what's one of the things that I found so entertaining about this movie. Like, I didn't like none of these characters are likable, but they are
No.
great characters.
I was trying really hard to think of a character I liked. The
None.
Dean?
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah, he was okay. I mean, I like, oh my gosh, why can't I think of his name? Tim. The
I don't
actor.
know.
Oh. I think he was the Dean. I don't remember them ever saying his title, but I assumed.
Yeah, they definitely do say it at some point.
Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows, got it.
He was on Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah. But where was I going? I had a thought, now it's gone.
Unlikable characters.
Oh yeah. Like, they're all such entertaining characters to watch.
Yeah. I mean, that happens with a lot of content, I feel. Like, there will be some times where I'm watching a TV show for, like, multiple seasons and be like, man, I really don't like any of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would not want to meet any of them in real life. But yeah, this is definitely one of those, like, I don't think I would want to hang out with any of these people. Like, his friend with the dinner parties, he seems like a terrible person.
No, yeah, he seems like a pompous dick.
Yeah. Pretty much all the students are kind of rude.
Yeah, they're not great either.
Like, the students in the beginning who were, like, talking during the class and, like, giving him attitude that he just wanted them to be quiet. It's like, are you serious?
I never did anything like that.
Oh, it drives me up a wall. It's like, do you think I can't see or hear you? It's incredible. Anyway. Yeah, so just terrible people all around is the point.
But okay.
The youngest daughter, she's cool.
The youngest daughter is cool. Oh yeah, and then this guy who has been backing up a little bit because I just got to this part in the movie myself. Somebody breaks, this is kind of the first taste of things going bad. Someone breaks into their house because he's been dreaming about Paul.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Yeah.
So
and
the
thing is, he does nothing. Like, he's so concerned with the fact that he's this very, like, ineffectual person in this, like, ineffectual passive person in other people's dreams. But when there comes a situation where he could actually do something, like, you know, protect his family, he pretty much does nothing.
Yeah, no. Like, that's so sad. It's like, can you get so upset about people having dreams where you're doing nothing when that's clearly who you are?
Yeah, because it's one thing if you're not doing nothing and everyone's saying that you are.
Yeah.
But it's completely another to live up to that sort of image of you that exists in people's heads.
Yeah, which I guess you would never know how you'd react in a situation like that until you're actually in it, though.
This is true.
I feel like it's just one of those things where unless you actually experience, you know, just because I've had multiple situations in my life where I would have thought I knew how I'd react, but then you're in, like, such a state of panic or shock or whatever that you act.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I never would have thought about the way the brain works when something like this happens, but...
So bringing it back to when he goes to talk to this PR firm, they try to get him to he's trying to get a book deal out of this.
Yeah. Again, I think that's so shitty.
Which is not going great. But they're also, like, very much not listening to him.
Well, but it's like, he's being unreasonable. They don't care about his book. Why would they?
But they're trying to get him to advertise with Sprite.
Yeah. Well, it's like, because those are the people that are going to be interested in his sort of fame. Do you think
he has a very meme-y type of fame?
Yeah. And, like, yeah, so is a serious, like, academic book publisher really gonna care that he's popping up in people's dreams?
Not really.
Oh yeah, that guy? Sure, let's let him write his book on ants. Like, and so the fact that he's, like, seemingly so confused and upset that they're not taking his book seriously, it's like, you're delusional, my dude.
Yeah.
It's not how this works. You can't just be like, I'm famous now, people will do whatever I want. Especially when you haven't earned that fame.
Yeah. But when he like goes on a little solo trip to talk to these people, and that brings us to one of the assistants at this place, and her name is Molly. And this is where things just go left, I would say.
Yeah, because up to this point, we have only ever heard of him just like observing,
standing and observing in people's dreams, pretty much doing nothing. But Molly has been having sex dreams about Paul. Which, ugh.
I know, I just can't. I can't.
No, this is like the least sexual Nicolas Cage has ever been.
Yes.
And like, agree. The man has shown that he can be sexual. We've seen Wild at Heart.
Long legs.
What's worse? I don't know.
I feel like this version of him is better than him in Long Legs.
Probably, yeah. Like, at least he's not a murderer. Yeah. But no, he has shown before that sexual definitely is in his range. This is just not it.
Yes. Absolutely.
But I thought it was so interesting that this like totally random person is, or at least the first we hear of somebody dreaming about him doing something different, something other than just sort of standing and observing. And the fact that it is a sex dream is also just like so... I feel like I'm overusing the word interesting, but it fascinates me because I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah. The progression is sort of
unexpected.
Because you gotta wonder what the guy who broke into the house, what he was dreaming about.
Because we never know. You're kind of led to believe at that point in the narrative, you assume that he's just having the same thing happen in his dreams as everybody else, but we don't know. Yeah, he never says.
Crazy. But I'm like in my head, like wonder if that is the progression observation to sexual contact.
Possible.
Yeah, that thought had just occurred to me. I mean, just the way he was, he seemed traumatized.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really address that very much. The guy comes in. It's just like, hey, you came in, you didn't do anything. And then they just kind of move on.
Pretty much. But Paul, he attempts to reenact Molly's dream with her, and it does not go well. It is one of the most painfully awkward things I have ever seen put to film.
Absolutely.
Just like the most unsexy imaginable.
It was a terrible choice on her part, because clearly she enjoyed the dreams, and there was no way reality was going to live up to that.
No, not even a little bit.
Like, terrible. And of course, terrible for him because he's married, as he repeatedly says, and still, goes to
and does it anyway. So that's majorly shitty.
Yeah. By the way, his face, I could not handle his face.
Yeah. I mean, again, and thinking about it as thinking about the act, acting wise, I would say Cage crushes it.
Yeah.
He makes me so fucking, he made me so fucking uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean, I don't really want to describe what happened.
I'll do it if I have to.
But specifically the face he makes, as she's just taking off his belt, right? So he makes this face.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But it's the face immediately after that when you can tell how uncomfortable he is. He's just sitting with what has just happened.
Yeah.
That face just absolutely killed.
I suppose we should give a little bit of context. He does not make it to, he makes it to the finish line far too quickly.
The finish line wasn't even open yet.
Yeah, the finish line, the belt, not a single belt loop had been taken, just unbuckled.
Yeah.
And finish line.
Yep.
So like,
Yep.
anyway,
Followed by
um,
what my TV helpfully captioned as flatulence.
yeah,
And then him just looking so like it was the most perfect facial expression of just like being mortified.
humiliation.
Yeah, like it was so good.
Yeah. Um, so
Refusing to
he
make eye
leaves in
contact.
shame,
Yep, as he should.
as he should. And this is when we learn that his former colleague has stolen his research and published it as her own. The
Yeah,
little
which
research that he did.
well, I mean, not in any way justifying what she did,
Mm-hmm.
but like the fact that this was from when he was in grad school.
Yeah.
And he never did anything with it. And he's just holding on to this one idea that he had when he was a student. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's so sad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very sad.
I mean, again, not that she should have stolen anything, of course. It's just like, at the same time, it's like, my dude, you should have done something with it, and this wouldn't have been a problem. You had
Yeah.
decades.
It would have already been out there.
Yeah. You had plenty of time to do this.
But if all of this wasn't enough of a left turn for you, buckle up because it's about to go even more leftwards. His sort of, I guess presence is a good word. His presence in people's dreams becomes nightmarish. The dreams take a very violent, sadistic turn.
Yeah.
Where he's like murdering, like horrifically murdering people.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we definitely get some solid gore a little bit in there.
Some very good gore in this movie. They did a good job.
Which is surprising given the plot of it and everything. I wasn't
Yeah, I
expecting it.
didn't see it coming, but like, I won't say it wasn't earned.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it made sense. Definitely added to the discomfort this whole movie creates.
Very much so. So this leads to a lot of problems for our protagonist.
Yeah.
Because people are like, this is where I start to feel a little bit bad for him, at least at first, because like he didn't do anything.
No. Which it's kind of like, to some extent, I get if you had like a really vivid dream about a person in your life murdering you horrifically, you might feel a little weird around that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get that. But that's not that person's fault.
Yeah, it's like I don't even like him, but it's not his fault.
No, that's just logic.
Yeah.
Like, that's just called common sense, being a rational human.
Mm-hmm.
He does not control your dreams.
No, he does not.
Need to be said.
But yeah, yeah, that was great.
Which, again, to me, that was another one of those satirical parts.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Where because she says all of these sort of like buzzwordy things about like safe spaces and cognitive behavioral therapy and like.
Yep.
And the student, the way they react is clearly meant to be like exaggerated and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely there.
Yeah, so that was another one of our like majorly satirical parts, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that killed me. But yeah, his students start refusing to attend his classes because he's violently murdering all of them in their dreams every single night.
Which, again, to an extent, I unfortunately have very, very vivid dreams that will like mess up my whole day. So like,
oh, fun.
I get it. Yeah.
Why do I not know? Why am I just now learning this about you?
Because I don't talk about it.
Fair enough.
So like I get it. Like when you have that level of vivid dream, sometimes it feels like reality. Like, no, it wasn't, but it still feels like it was.
Yeah.
And so if you have those repeatedly, like it can mess you up, I think.
Oh yeah, like there are like dream centric sleep disorders. Like that shit can fuck you up for real.
Oh yeah, if they would invent a pill that would stop dreams, I would take that in a heartbeat.
Noted.
Sounds lovely. But yeah, so I get it to an extent, I guess, is the
Oh
point.
my god. I just remember this because it's about to happen in the movie. This thing that absolutely killed me was when he's in the bar with Molly having a drink.
Mm.
And somebody walks, and it's on Halloween, so somebody walks in dressed as him for Halloween. That got a laugh out of me.
Oh yeah, you gotta love those topical costumes.
Hmm. I remember somebody dressing up as Ken Bone, undecided voter, when I was in college.
Yep, that was a popular costume that year.
Hmm.
I had a thought, but I
But
immediately it was.
yeah, people start noticing him in public in a bad way. Like he's getting asked to leave restaurants,
Yeah.
which he gets his ass beat when he won't.
Well, to be fair, he threw something.
He did throw something at that guy, which I mean, the guy did also spit in his food first, so like there's that.
I mean, yeah, he shouldn't have done that, but at the same time, the violence started with Paul,
Yeah.
right? Like, if he just would have walked away or done nothing, he wouldn't have gotten, like, not that it's his fault.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, once again, it's a situation where he did not make the right choices to not have the bad things happen to him.
Definitely
he could have avoided that.
But yeah, and then Janet's career is negatively, his wife's name is Janet, I'm looking at a plot summary. His wife's career is negatively impacted, and she does not like that. So she wants him to make a public apology, which I kind of understand his resistance to at first, because
yeah,
again, like, he did not do anything.
Yeah, that's again her just being self-centered and unsupportive. Like she never seems to think about what it's doing to him. Like,
yeah.
I would feel so bad for literally anybody who was going through a situation where they were being blamed for things that were not their fault at all, and where it was like negatively impacting their life, let alone your spouse. Like, and so the very idea that like you should apologize for something you didn't do because it's negatively affecting me now, like,
yeah, that's majorly shitty.
Yeah, again, not a good person. So yeah, no, I think probably he should have addressed things to some extent. You know, just to be like, hey guys, like I'm well aware of what's going on. I have no idea why it's happening. It sounds like it's really rough. Like, I wish there was something I could do, but like just to assure people that, you know, I have nothing to do with this. I'm a good person, I swear. Like,
yeah, actually, and
that would be more reasonable.
Bringing it back again is just another thing about Paul's character that is revealed by the extremely uncomfortable attempt at a sex scene. When Molly tells him, she's like, oh, in the dreams, you usually take charge. And he just had, like, physically capable of taking any initiative whatsoever.
Well, I interpreted that more as, like, it feels less like cheating if you're not the one taking the initiative.
I suppose.
Like, oh, this person is doing this thing to me rather than I'm doing something.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that definitely is a way of interpreting it.
Yeah, that was what I assumed. But yeah, and I mean, he's still not capable of.
Yeah, I don't know. That's how it hit for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Where do I want to go from here? Because he finally dreams about himself, right? And he has a dream that he murders himself. At first, I thought this is another one where at first I thought it was really happening.
Yeah, me
because I figured some lunatic was tired of, you know, being murdered in their dreams every night by Paul Matthews and decided to handle the problem at its source, or attempt to handle the problem at its source. But no, his dream self hunts him down with a crossbow.
Which, this might sound a little messed up, I was disappointed that it turned out to be a dream. Because I was like, this shit's getting crazy, you know? And I was like, oh, is it a dream?
Yeah. Yeah,
it was real crazy. I was about to like take it up several notches, but it wasn't real. But I mean, at least to an extent, he understands what other people have been going through a little more.
Which at first you think is good, because he records an apology video, and at first he's like, I understand how this feels now because it's happened to me, and then you think he's off to a good start, and then it just goes sideways.
Even at the start, it wasn't that good because
It
it was
wasn't
still
that
entirely about him.
Yeah.
He specifically said, "I'm one of you."
It's like, no, you're not.
Like, everything he says is from his perspective and about him and how it affects him, instead of saying, like, you know, I've had this experience now. You all have been dealing with this. That's terrible. You know, like, it's this happened to me. Now I get it. Now you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the name of the Beatles song?
Self-serving, huh?
It just reminded me of the name of a Beatles song. You saying "I" a bunch of times. I mean mine. Oh. That's it. White Album.
Yeah, no, it was an entirely self-serving apology.
Very much so.
Because he just didn't want people to see him negatively anymore, and so he just said a bunch of stuff about himself, thinking that would help somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, of course, he calls himself, like, the biggest victim of it all.
Oh, I know. I was going to bring that up, Kyle.
Lived experience.
Because he'd said
that's another, like, buzzwordy thing that comes up a couple times at different points in this movie, which, like, satire again.
Yeah, it was earlier on when he was talking to the dean that he was like, don't say lived experience.
Yeah.
And it's like, honestly, you know, in an academic environment, a lot of those things come up very frequently. Mm-hmm. And to an extent, like, they're important because a lived experience is something unique to a lot of people. But at the same time, it makes me cringe a little.
Yeah.
Just the, yeah. Because it seems like people use those terms just for the sake of using them sometimes.
Yeah, some people weaponize that shit.
Yeah.
But...
yeah, he seemed entirely disingenuous for that whole apology as well.
Very much.
Like, I thought those were fake tears and we were going to suddenly see him, like, turn off.
Yeah, I was wondering... I was thinking that it was going to be briefly thought that it was going to be a performance as well, but it wasn't.
No, he's just a weird crier, I guess.
Very weird crier. But then his wife is not happy and tosses him out of the house.
Yep.
Can't blame her.
Yeah. In the basement where the lights don't turn off.
Yeah.
And it smells like propane.
Yeah, that's
noisy.
Fine.
Yeah.
But he's not allowed to go see his daughter's school play because the other parents are uncomfortable having him there, and he tries to force his way. And this is where, like, things just, again, this is one of those things where, like, it's not his fault, but he made the wrong choice after it happened.
Yeah.
Like,
it wasn't his fault they didn't want him there, but it was his fault that he then showed up there.
Yeah. And then he tries to force his way in, and somebody winds up getting hurt for real. He, like, slams this woman's finger in a door. Although, I don't know why she said that he attacked her.
I think it's because if people do get that sort of, like, traumatized mindset, like, you start to see things and, you know, it's kind of like how he sees everything as attacks against him when they're clearly not. You just start to interpret things in, like, that sort of biased way. Where I think she genuinely believed that he did it on purpose because in her mind, he's a monster.
Yeah.
It's like murdering people.
Yeah. And this does not help matters.
It sure doesn't. He gets, like, tackled.
But then, very abruptly, the dreams stop.
With no explanation.
With no explanation. We never find out why. But the phenomenon of Paul appearing in everybody's dreams leads to, like, the discovery of some technology that allows, like, or it's, what do they reference? They reference Jung. It's like the Jungian collective unconscious. It, like, he somehow winds up proving that that's real, or that there's something along those lines in existence, and it becomes, like, it immediately becomes a new social media fucking shocker.
Yeah, and this, Like, again, I know it's meant to be satirical, but it was also just so, like, cringy.
It was so, like, all I was seeing was those stupid ass, like, TikTok hype houses.
I do not understand influencer culture at all.
No, not even a little bit.
I could not care less about any of these people.
Nope.
Because they're essentially just salespeople.
Yeah, that's it.
All they are. Like, why do you worship somebody who's selling products? I thought we were supposed to hate ads and want to skip them and avoid them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, very much so.
It's like, so you're, I guess, by wearing the Norio?
Yeah, it's like this weird ass watch bracelet type thing that lets you harness your dreams.
I remembered the name because I had a friend in grad school named Nori, and I was like,
oh, there you go.
She was Hawaiian. Anyway, like native Hawaiian. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, but so it's like by buying this and wearing this, you can go into other people's dreams, but without their consent somehow, because it's not, you can just like visualize the person. And
well, then and this was just like another thing that like exemplified his patheticness to me, was the fact that he was trying to find his way into his wife's dreams, and he's like watching these tutorials from people, and it's like, oh, you have to pick a person who wants you in their dreams, and nobody wants Paul Matthews in their dreams.
Nope, not a single person on earth.
So that just sort of emphasized his pitiable nature.
Yeah, which it's pretty heavy-handed, perhaps, when you do see the dreamfluencers pop up in his dream. They're like trying to sell them shoes and some sort of supplement and stuff.
But the thing is, like, that is what would immediately happen.
Yeah, which I don't know. I feel like if it would have to be sort of like social media, where you choose which ones to follow or not follow, because who's going to want to pay all this money for this thing where random people just appear at you and try to sell you things wherever you go? Like, who's going to want that?
I would not.
Yeah. So, and I can't imagine he specifically consented to these people just popping up in his dream. Yeah. In fact, it very much seems like he didn't, because he's not happy about it.
Yeah, he's not happy about it. But he's moved out, and his wife is dating her coworker. Which, not good.
She was all suspicious of him, and so that might have been like projection.
Yeah. Like, that was a real fast move on.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really know how much time has passed per se, but I mean, it has to have been a while though, because his book has already been like published and he's going on a book tour. So it was enough time for him to write the thing and get it published and all that.
So he did write a book, but it's actually just a book about him.
Yeah. I mean, at least he embraced the thing that he was known for.
I thought it was so funny that like the only people who would I thought it was so funny that they loved him in France for whatever reason.
Yeah, that feels like an insult. Like, that's meant to be an insult in French.
Not quite sure. And that the only people who would like work with him are these like, you know, horror magazine type people.
Which, honestly, cool.
Yeah, sick as fuck. But
it's not for someone like him though, is the thing.
And even though he's technically getting like one of his dreams, he's published a book, something still has to go wrong for him. They've mistranslated the title of his book. It is supposed to be Dream Scenario, the title of the movie, but it translates to I Am Your Nightmare.
Yeah, which that was clearly intentional. That there's no way 100%. That's not like, oh, it's just different ways of interpreting. No, it's not remotely.
But yeah, and his book signing event is not actually like an event at all. It's just in this random basement of a bookstore that's being used for a different, better event.
Yeah, he had a line of people though.
He did have a line, I'll give him that.
So at least it wasn't just him sitting in the basement by himself. Like,
yeah, so it could have technically been a little bit worse.
Yeah.
And then we end with Paul trying to use the dream entering technology to show up in his wife's dream so he can fulfill her fantasy of him riding in on a horse in the David Byrne suit and rescuing her. Yeah. And the last line of the movie, as he like kind of floats away, is that he wishes this were real.
Yeah. But I mean, it does say like that maybe she changed her mind a little bit, because they say the person has to want to see you in their dreams.
Yeah.
To be able to get into their dreams. So it seems like maybe she's like softening toward him a little bit.
Yeah, that's definitely one way of interpreting it.
Well, and they do have that like moment before he goes off on his trip to France, like where they're clearly talking about something emotional, but it's one of those moments where they cut out the audio.
Oh, I thought he was just imagining that. Because afterwards she just says, "Oh, I'll see you when you get back."
Oh no, I interpret that as like they talked about something, because he had said like, "Oh, I can stop by," and he's like, "Oh, you don't know, it's fine," because she was like sniffling and stuff when she said that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, at any rate, I hope they don't get back together. They're not good for each other.
Yeah, no, they're terrible for each other,
or for anybody else for that matter.
So, what did you rate this?
Oh gosh, I didn't even think about it.
Because I gave this 4.5 stars on Letterboxd.
Oh yeah, no, not that high for me.
And I don't think it's a 9 out of 10. I think it might be like an 8. An 8 or a 7.5.
3
out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And does 6 out of 10 feel fair?
Yeah, I could maybe go 6.5.
Okay.
I mean, I knew we weren't going to get any sort of explanation as to why this happened.
Yeah, it's really not that kind of movie.
Yeah. But at the same time, I want to know.
Yeah, there is also that.
Because I feel like it's got to be some sort of allegory. You know? But I was having trouble pinning down what exactly that might be.
Yeah, I kind of found myself in the same boat.
It's like, clearly this is, this level of bizarre is usually because they're trying to like draw your mind to a certain like parallel, if that makes sense. I mean, because we sort of see that a little bit, the him being, as you keep saying, ineffectual, right? Like just being this kind of like mediocre person who doesn't really do anything and has these like ideas and things that just never does anything. It's like, okay, we see him doing that in the dreams as well, right? Yeah. But then like what changes?
Yeah, like where does the violence come from?
Yeah. And I couldn't really pin that down in his life. Maybe it was, I suppose it was around the time he started getting frustrated with the PR people that they didn't want to like do anything about the book.
Yeah.
Was the only thing I could think of that really changed per se. But I mean, that isn't necessarily going to cause violence. So I was trying to figure out like, what the implications were.
How do we feel about this in the context of all of Nick Cage's other performances that we've seen?
Well, I think you and I prefer vastly different Nicolas Cage movies. I think we talked about this. Was that last week? When I asked what your favorite Nicolas Cage movie was?
Oh, yeah.
And we went in completely different directions. Because you said like Mandy or Pig. And I said Con Air or Face Off.
Two very different, two the opposite sides of the coin.
Yeah. I mean, so I liked it in that it was a different kind of performance for him, I think. Again, just like in the very beginning, just getting to know his character a little bit. I'm like, man, this is a different kind of vibe for him.
Yeah. I would say this ranks like among his better performances for me. I don't really know if I have much beyond that other than just it's up there. Definitely not, again, like Mandy or Pig is like in my top 5. I should sit down and do it. That could be a fun podcast topic at some point. Ranking.
We'd never agree.
Nick Cage movie tier list.
We would never agree.
No, we wouldn't, and that was where the fighting would come in.
Mm-hmm. Because I think in a lot of ways,
stay tuned for that at some point.
Like for some reason, every time we watch a Nicolas Cage movie that's a little bit weird, I keep thinking about Color Out of Sound.
Color Out of Space was so good.
Oh yeah, I keep doing that because there's a band called The Color Out of Sound.
Yeah, that'll do it.
But I kept
there goes Instagram.
Yep, that's the hour mark.
Anyway, what were you saying?
I don't know. The Color Out of Space. This made me think of that just because of kind of the bizarre nature, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. There was a reason I brought that up. Oh, maybe because I feel like we had pretty different opinions on that one. I don't remember.
I was a fan of Color Out of Space.
Kind of feel the same about that as I do about this.
Okay, interesting. Perhaps I'll go back and see what our conclusions were in that stream.
That feels like was that 2 years ago? I don't think it was
either
last
a
year.
year or 2 years ago.
I don't think it was last year. I think it was 2. Yeah.
That could be right. Anyway. But yeah, that concludes Saint Nicolas Cage half month.
Yeah. Super short. Super short
indeed. But it was still fun, and that's all that matters.
Yeah,
and
that's good variety.
Next week we're talking about the first episode of season 2 of Fallout, baby. I am so excited. I cannot wait. The episode is going to drop on December 17th. We're talking about it on the 18th. So I think that's going to line up perfectly because we'll watch it and then we'll immediately talk about it.
Do you know what time it comes out? Like what time of day?
I think it drops at midnight.
Oh, okay, cool. I was trying to find, I don't know where I put it. I have a Vault Boy Funko that I was going to sit right there.
Vault Boy!
I don't know where it went. I also have a Vault Boy, like, little rubber ducky, and I can't figure out where I put them. I was going to put a shelf up because I've started, like, a video game art wall up here.
Cute.
But then they disappeared. I don't remember where I put them.
Oh, boy. But
I do have a fun, I've been collecting these little rubber duckies. I just got a bunch more. This is Naruto.
Aw. Very cute.
Yeah, gotta make a shelf for him.
And let's see. I don't think we really have anything else going on. One of our streams is going to be moved the week of Christmas. Our stream is going to be on Friday. Because otherwise it would be on the 25th.
Oh, because we'll still be in Fallout. And I was like, why don't we just skip that?
Yeah, so we're gonna be off that week because it'll be Christmas Eve and Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't thought about that far. Oh my god, that's 2 weeks from today.
Yeah. So that week we'll be off, but next week will be your regularly scheduled programming, podcast, and stream.
Yeah. Yeah. And yes, my internet is once again functioning. We'll see how long it lasts. Yeah. All
right. Well, we will see y'all next week for Fallout.
Play some New Vegas to prepare.
Yes, play some New Vegas to prepare. Re-binge the first season. Do whatever you do.
I do that.
All right. We will see you then. Adios, everybody.